So guys, welcome back to another episode of, well, is it worth buying? This right here is the Skullcandy 2. I'm sorry, Skullcandy 2. The Skullcandy Riff 2. Let me get that correct. It's a wireless headset. The first one looks very similar to this one. To be honest, I'm not even sure if there's any physical differences. I think there are a couple differences, but not dramatic. But anywho, it does have a 34-hour battery life. Multi-point pairing. It does work with the towel technology, which, isn't for everybody. I personally don't use towel. I use AirTags, depending on if I have an Apple device. It really depends. This was on sale for $34.99. Now, these are normally about $50 where you find them online for the Skullcandy website. You can find them on sale on Amazon, which I'll post a link for the people that are interested in looking at specs and things like that. But outside of that, it wasn't many people that reviewed this, and that was surprising to me. So I figured, you know what? Let me be the sacrificial lamb. I'll purchase it to see if it's worthwhile. So with that being said, let's get right into this review and talk about the Skullcandy Riff 2. Now, to be honest with you guys, I was a little skeptical about this at first because they had other Skullcandy earbuds at Ross. I forget what they're called. They're like the Ultra Push T or something like that. And I don't care if I cut the box because this is no longer going back in the box. I'm actually going to give it to somebody that I know after the fact. So that's why I'm like, I don't really care if the box gets damaged. All right, let's pop that. Punisher knife. Wife got that for me. All right, so right here you have your micro USB. You do have your USB-C cable right here. This does double down as a regular USB-A, so don't be afraid of it. It's just flatter. Whatever plug, if you put this in a computer USB or a flatter outlet that you have at home, like those little power bricks, it'll fit just fine. You have your 3.5 headphone jack. I'm not sure how long that is, but it's probably about 6 feet if I had to guess or so. 4 to 6 feet realistically. That's just a guess. We'll check it out in a second though. More importantly, nothing else inside the box. Here is the headset itself. Again, I think these are definitely different than the last ones. The last ones, in my opinion, felt a little bit more solid than these, if you're being honest. This is very, very loose, very flaccid. It actually feels borderline cheap even. But regardless, Skullcandy was never really big on making the nicest looking headphones. They always had these futuristic space-like designs and bulky cases. And I'm not saying that as a bad thing. Some people like that design. I actually like the way Skullcandy headphones look for the most part. The cushions are super, super soft, as you can see. Unfortunately, because they're so soft, look, there's a dent in it already. And it looks like a permanent dent that I can't get out. I'm guessing that this has something to do with how the box was shipped. Because if you look over here, the box was damaged, as a matter of fact. It was already torn when I purchased it. So, it is what it is. I believe the headset was right there. But these are very, very soft, the cushions itself. This isn't elastic right here. This is like a plastic band, it looks like. Or I'm not sure what kind of material this is. But, it's okay. They stretch. I don't have any problems right there. It's on brand with what they normally do. Here's your headphone jack at the bottom if you would have used that cord that I showed you right over here. Then you have the actual USB-C. Let me see, is there anything on this side before I check the other one? Okay, so let me take a look. Okay, so the right side has the charger port. Oh no, the right side has all the buttons. The left side doesn't have any buttons whatsoever. You can see that from the inside right here. I'm not sure if you can see. You probably can't see that because of the angle. But it actually says R and L right there. So right here you have the volume up, volume down buttons right here. I'm going to assume that this is, see if you can see that because it's black. I want to assume that this is power right here. And you hold that to turn it on, which will probably put it in Bluetooth mode automatically, or you will hold it to put it in the Bluetooth mode. We're going to try it in the next section anyway. But yeah, like I said, these headphones feel good. They look good. They look nice. We'll talk about how they feel in the head in a moment, but they do feel kind of cheap. I got to be honest with you, for $50, other companies do come out with a more sturdier headset. I honestly kind of don't wish that these turned because it gives it a cheap feeling. If this was a solid and didn't move, I think it would have been better off. But I do understand why people would want this to turn because you want to make sure that your product is protected if you decide to leave this sitting up or, face down, depending on how your computer setup is or how you wear your headset. Anyway, I wasted enough time. Let's go over to the next section. So we're going to turn this on by hitting the power button. I'm going to hold it for right now. See what happens. All right, you heard it bing, and then it's blinking automatically. So it looks like it's putting itself in pair mode. Let me turn that so you guys can see it. Now what I'm going to do right here is, instead of using a phone, we're going to use a Steam Deck, because the reason why I want to use a Steam Deck is because it's one thing giving you the same songs all the time and saying, oh, this sounds really good in a song, right? Which I will connect this to a phone later on and show you how the application works. But the way I see it, why not, hook it up to something like a Steam Deck? Because oh, here it is right here, the Riff Wireless 2. So I'm going to click on that. In real usage, oh, connected. It said connected. We're good. So it is connected that fast. So like I said, in real-time use, most people want to see a headset and want to hear the quality. Now, granted, you're not going to be able to hear the quality. I'm going to have to kind of explain it to you when I have them on my head. But I want to be able to play Skyrim. And this game, I have tons of mods on it. I just downloaded Skyrim on this particular Steam Deck, and I started just upgrading mods to see how far the Steam Deck can go. This is a 512 gigabyte version, and I wanted to see, quality of sound. I changed the music quality. I changed the soundtrack. I added new weapons. I added new armor. I added new followers. I added new towns and things like that. So, how does it sound? How immersed would you be playing a game with this? That's what's important. And that's what we're going to talk about in the next section. Alrighty, I need to get a new stand too. I'm going to put these on my head. They're already connected. Let me see, make sure I put the right side on the right side, left side on the left side. Here we go. Okay, these are actually comfortable. Yeah, these are comfortable. The problem I had with so many other Skullcandy headphones is that sometimes, let me turn this down because it sounds really good. I have like a lot of thunder and things going on in the background. Like I said, I added new sounds to the game, but I wanted to be fully immersed in the game itself. So let me put that in view. So I'm just going to go ahead and run a town. The sounds are really, really good. Let me turn it up real fast. The music sounds really good. Let me swing a weapon. Because a lot of times, certain headphones, when you hook them up to different devices, it's like a delayed sound. But no, this is not delayed at all. Sounds good too. Shoot some magic. Yep. Ooh, the quality of the spells. Anyone that's played Skyrim video games, you know that a lot of times you can hear the quality of a command. Like Resident Evil 4 Remake, the gunshots sound very defining in that game. So for this one, for Skyrim, whenever you do a spell like so, oh, it's a wolf. Oh, I added blood textures too, so that's why there's so much blood. Yeah, the normal game doesn't have all this blood. Like when you see the rocks on the ground and things like that, that's not normally in the regular game. But anyway, back to the review. That's more important. Also added lanterns and things like that. So yeah, it sounds, I ran right into a tree. The music sounds really rich and really good in this headset. I can't complain about it at all. I've heard Elfenlied or whatever that thing is called. There's Halo music. There's so many different OSTs on this download, this mod, where it replaces Skyrim's music altogether and puts music from other games and TV shows in here, like House of Dragon. I don't know if House of Dragon, but it's one of them. Makes it sound like a new game. Makes it feel like a new game, as a matter of fact. See? Modified the character. Yeah, it sounds pretty good. I don't have an issue with it. I like the sound. Okay, so that's good enough for me right now. But it's about 2 minutes worth of it. And the funny part is I just disconnected this. When you hit the lock button, it no longer reads the Steam Deck. And automatically it said disconnected, and then it said ready to pair. So it's ready already to pair to another device, and that's where the multi-point aspect comes from this. It does a very good job of switching between devices with no problem. In case you're wondering, yes, I've already had this and I've already tested it, but I do like unboxing things new because, again, like I said, this is staying with me and I'm going to give it to some family. While toward the end of the year, if for anyone familiar with the channel, I donate things to places in need, churches. My wife will hand it out, or my family will hand it out themselves but I collect a lot of this stuff. So, teach your own. I think the sound quality is really good in this. Let's talk about music real fast, because I already listened to this for music also. The bass is there. It sounds very, very good. Vocals sound perfectly fine. I didn't have any issue whatsoever with any like music tearing or anything. Sometimes cheaper headphones, especially in this price tag of $50, they put minimal drivers into it, so the sound suffers or the sound sounds too small. What I will say is, because of these squishy behind cushions, soon as you put it on your head, I want to say that it conforms to your head. The cushion completely squeezes and it's super, super comfortable. I cannot stress enough how comfortable these are, because normally with headphones that snap back right away, they tend to be too tight around the head. But the Skullcandy Riff 2 do a good job. I like bigger headphones. I forget what these are called. I like bigger cushions, much, much bigger. But, for them to be very small, they are very comfortable. How long have I wore them at one point in time? I want to tell people. I want to say about 6 hours straight in one setting, because I was doing some recordings while playing the game, listening to a couple podcasts, doing things at the same time, converting videos. That's what I do normally when I'm at home. And it worked very well. I didn't have any problems, no type of input lag, nothing with the sound. And I wanted to play the game just to show you, yes, if you decided to play Call of Duty, if you decided to hook this up to like a Xbox or I don't know if it hooks up to PlayStation, I'm not too sure, but I hooked this up to my PC. I hooked this up to the Steam Deck. I hooked this up to the Nintendo Switch. It worked very well. I actually played, what was the Switch game? I was called Kid Icarus. It's not that game. It was called, I forget what it is. It's like everyone was calling it a ripoff Zelda, where the kid has wings and he's flying around. It's an open world game. I forgot what it was called. But it's called Wings of Olympus. I forget what it's called. But the point is that this does very good with not just media, but it does very well with just movies, podcasts, video games. You won't regret buying them if that's what you're using it for, especially with that $35 battery life, $35 battery life, 35-hour battery life. I'm messing up all over the place, but I'm going to leave this in the video just to show how natural it is. Anyway, with that being said, let's go over to the next section. So you can call this a double section. It's already labeled in the description for the guys out there that may want to jump timestamps. This is how the audio is more likely going to sound when you're speaking to someone over the phone. Now, do understand that obviously carrier reception does matter, of course, in these conversations, but this is how it's normally going to sound when you're just doing some type of recording, or if you're just having a regular phone conversation. I figure it's easier to connect this to my actual phone so you guys can hear how the screen recording is, because it's similar to call quality. Now, I am in the Skullcandy application. All you have to do is download it. It's absolutely free. I'm not sure if it makes you sign up. I don't really remember because I already had it on the phone. But if you follow the sync process that I gave you in the earlier part of the video where you power it on, which, by the way, you will hold the power button and then it will put itself in pair mode. You don't just power it on. That was just a one-time thing when I first turned on the device. But moving forward, you will have to hold the button in order to put it in pairing mode if you need to repair it. Go ahead and press connect. The application actually finds the Skullcandy product for you that's connected currently, which is super convenient. So now that this is right here, this is everything that we have here. So there's the firmware. You do have the option to add other devices. We're not going to do that right now. And this is Skullcandy Riff. So this is the volume that it's at right now. You could change the equalizer from music, podcast, movie, or custom. I'm going to leave it. Actually, let's click it. Okay, so as soon as you switch it, it'll actually say podcast mode. I doubt you guys could probably hear that. It'll say movie. It'll say custom EQ. So music mode. It actually speaks to you when you change that. If you switch gaming mode on and off, believe it or not, this helps with the latency. So for you guys out there that like using wireless headsets to play Call of Duty, you want to be able to hear the footsteps, or if you're playing Dead Space, you hear something running through the vents. By having gaming mode on, it actually forces the headset to how do I word this? It forces a headset in a way to enhance the sounds around you. Though it's a possibility that the connectivity could drop depending where you are. 9 times out of 10, that's not going to happen. As a matter of fact, when I gave you that description of how accurate the music and the quality of the sound was and all those things, that was with gaming mode off. So if it works that well with it off, you know that the sound's going to be enhanced with it on, but I leave that for the more niche crowd that cares about this type of thing. You have the multi-point pairing that we talked about, tile, and then user guide, and it says swipe to the left. Okay, so I mean, There's another way to do this. It says charging. It teaches you how to charge the headphones. This is basically all the instructions. When it comes to volume up, volume down, it tells you how to pair, how to change volume up and down, how to pause or play, how to end answer calls, track forward, track backwards, all the basic functions. To be honest with you, I don't even think I need to even pull out the instruction manual at this point because I have this right here for you guys. And I'll just go through this. It says audio configuration. That's the equalizer mode that we were talking about. You already saw the pairing mode. It teaches you how to actually pair your headset right here. For the people out there, just go ahead and screenshot the part that you want to say. And it says power on, power off. It teaches you how to actually power on your device, how to power it off, how to actually charge it. And you know, basically it goes through the pairing mode. And it's a set booklet that you flip through. But by clicking on the proper link right here, it'll just take you to that page directly rather than me swiping through the entire instructions. But like I said before, this is a really decent headset for the most part. I think that the average person or someone that just likes headphones won't have a problem with it. Yes, it may look a little cheap, but it does the job that's what it's supposed to do. So I don't really have any complaints about it. The only thing honestly is missing is noise cancellation. But at the 34-hour battery life and the price point, it's not surprising that they left it out of there. So with that being said, let's go ahead and basically close this video. So are these worth the asking price? Yes. For $50, I do think that they're worth it. Granted, most people want some form of noise cancellation because it's become the industry standard, so many people want it. I do understand that too, but if you're a person like me, where you have headphones that you use for multiple reasons, or you're gifting someone, this is going to have the sound quality that you're looking for. In addition to the sound quality, if you can find them on sale, that's even better. Remember, I went to a Ross when I found this. What can you find for $34.99 that's going to be better than a pair of Skullcandy Riff 2 headphones? Probably nothing. If you're being honest here, you'll probably have to wait for an Amazon Day sale or a Black Friday sale or certain sales in certain outlets. And the question is, why wait that long if this is already priced at like around $50, $60 brand new? I think it's $50 on the Skullcandy website, but you know, don't quote me on that one. It's close to it. Get it on sale. I'll post a link in the description for you guys that are interested in it. And I say look up more reviews if people decide to post it. You know, this isn't the most in-depth review, but it is nice to be able to see what this actually comes with, like firmware updates or anything like that. What's missing? Does it have an IP rating? A lot of times companies or people don't talk about these things. And that's very important to the average consumer. Get the most you can for the least amount of money. That's the way it's supposed to be. Bargain shopping. But anyway, hopefully you like the review. Like and subscribe like always. And I'll see you guys in the next video.